show you how to do kind of a Bootstrap 4 template. I've linked in the module, or actually in the assignment, sorry, I've linked to a YouTube video where a gentleman does a really good job of explaining the different class names and things that are happening to make a simple, very simple, sticky navigation at the top of your page. It collapses, and there's a little icon that you click, and let me show you here if I can. Actually, let me go into Chrome. Here it is right here. So what we're going to be making is, this is called a brand name or brand right here, Web Design 2. This could be an icon or a graphic if you wanted it. And then you have links, which with an unordered list. And when you get down to a certain device width, the links go away. There is an icon that shows up. You click it, and the links show down vertically. Now, the good thing is about the Sticky Nav, it's always on the top, ready to go, so you don't have to scroll up and down or go back and look for links, which would make the user very upset. All right, so we're going to make something like that. I'm going to copy the coding into the template that I'm giving you, and then I'll go kind of line by line, just showing you. So I'll highlight the line. You can type it out the way I have it, and I'll explain, as you're typing it, I'll explain what some of the class names are doing, okay? All right, so again, that's what we're going to make right here. Pretty simple, but pretty powerful. And here is the module, Bootstrap 4 template. I'm giving you a new template that's updated to make a simple navigation with collapse. And so here is the assignment here, Bootstrap 4 Simple Nav with Collapse. And here is the zip file that I'm giving you. When you click on the zip file, now sometimes you can't click on it, it won't download, and there'll be a little arrow, and you have to click on the little arrow on the right if there is one, which is weird. Like, you know, if you click on this and you have the arrow, it wants you to click on the arrow, but it doesn't. This makes your mouse turn into a hand, which means it's clickable. You click on it, and it says there's like an error downloading it or something. So just go to the little arrow if you have that. Anyways, I'm going to download that. I'm going to open it up. Here is the folder with all the stuff inside of it. Now, the first thing I want you to do, just like every other assignment, see where it says Bootstrap 4, template and rename folder. Template to download and rename folder. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to say Guthrie Sticky Nav. Okay? So from now on, that's going to be the folder for my assignment. And again, I have a template with all the coding needed for a Bootstrap page but nothing on it. And I have folders with things that it needs to work with. Okay? Now, some of this stuff it'll never actually, go into, but I decided to add it anyways. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do is, again, I rename the folder. That's my assignment folder right now. I'm going to hold the control key down, or I don't know if you have a Windows key, what that is. If you have Windows PC keyboard, I'm going to open with Sublime Text. Now again, here is the template all set to go that I've given you. It's literally all set, all lined up. So what you want to do is, in the title, put your last name, and then just put Sticky Nav like that, okay? Now that's fine, that's good. And in between the body, here's the beginning of the body, and here is the closing of the body. Notice that I am calling to jQuery and JavaScript just before the body closes. And you don't want to change any of this. It's all working. But I do it before the body at the bottom of the body because it loads quicker. All right? But I'm going to put my cursor, here's the beginning of the body. I'm going to put my cursor just below it. And I'm going to paste all the navigation. Okay? And notice that I have comments where the navigation starts and comments where the navigation ends. So again, I'm going to go in line by line, and as you're typing it, I'll kind of explain what the different things are doing. So the first thing I want you to do is just below the body, type out a comment. Notice the comment is the left angle bracket exclamation point dash dash, and then you type out the comment that you want. So this starts the comment right here, and this ends the comment. So it's dash dash and the right angle bracket. Okay? So type out a comment. Sticky Nav starts here. I don't care if it's, capitalized or not. And then we're going to build the navigation with a nav tag. So what we have is we have a nav tag and with different class names. And remember, in Bootstrap, sometimes we're using 3, 4, and 5 different class names, and each class name has a space in between the name. So they're all doing different things. So again, it's nav class equals navbar, that's one, and then there's a space. And then the second one is navbar dash expand dash MD and a space. And then navbar dash dark space and then BG dash dark. Okay, so that's all Bootstrap class names that are doing something. So I have that. I started a nav tag. Now I'm going to do an A tag. And the A tag, notice it says aref equals, and in quotation marks, a hashtag. What that does is, if you remember in Web 1, it makes the word Web Design 2 clickable, but it doesn't take you anywhere because I don't know where we're going. I could go back to a home page. It could be a picture, it could be a graphic instead of text. But notice it's adding a class name called navbar brand, navbar dash brand. Excuse me. And again, that is a Bootstrap class name that it recognizes. And then I close the A tag here. All right? So go ahead and type that. And then after that, we do a button. And notice it says button space class equals, and we have a class name for the button called navbar-toggler, Toggler, in quotation marks. And then we have a space, and inside, the class button tag, we also add data-toggle equals, and in quotation marks, the word collapse. And then we're doing something with data-target equals hashtag navbar menu. Now we know with Web 1, anytime we see a hashtag, that's an ID name that it's looking for somewhere, okay? So again, here is the button code. So that's the hashtag navbar menu that it's looking for in the coding. And then we do what's called a span tag. And a span tag, you're either creating something from scratch in the coding, or you're separating out word or letters to design differently than all the other words or letters. So like maybe the first sentence of a paragraph or the first word of a paragraph, you can put in span tags and make it red, and so that just that text would be read. But anyways, we're saying span class equals, and quotation marks, navbar-toggler-icon here. And then we're closing off the span tag. And then we're closing off the button. So here's everything in the button right there. And you can pause this and type it out just the way I have it. Remember that there's dashes and not underscores that I like to use. Okay, so I'm going to scroll up a little bit. And now we're creating a div, and we're giving the div a class name of collapse. That's one class name. And then we have a space, and we're saying navbar-collapse. So we have two class names for this div, collapse, and then a space, and navbar-collapse. And again, the space separates out the two class names, so they're read separately, okay? So there's your opening div tag right there. Div class equals collapse space navbar dash collapse. And then we're also giving it, notice we're also giving the div tag not only a couple class names, but an ID name. And remember that up here, it's looking for an ID name called navbar menu. Well, it just so happens that this div is giving added a class, a div ID name of navbar menu. Okay, so now we're going to create our unordered list inside the div. So we're going to open up a UL tag and we're going to give it a class name of navbar-nav. And again, that's a Bootstrap term that it recognizes. And then we're going to build an LI tag. Remember, UL means unordered list. LI is each list item in that unordered list. So now we're going to make an LI just one, and then we'll copy and paste it for multiples. So it's li class equals nav-item. And then inside the li, we're going to make something clickable by using the a tag. So it's aref equals, again, that hashtag in the quotation mark. And we're going to give each a tag a class name of nav-link. And the about is the word you'll see on as the clickable word on the navigation. So once you're done with one of those, you're going to highlight it and go Command C or Windows icon C on a PC keyboard, and you're going to paste, 4 more times, and then you'll change the word about to like FAQ, products, links, and contact. All right, once you have that, again, here's the last one. You copy and paste it here. I'm going to close off the UL tag because we're done with the unordered list. I'm going to close off the div that has the unordered list in it. And then I'm going to close off the nav tag that started it all. And then under that, I'm going to create comments saying, hey, the sticky nav stops here. So I have a comment where it starts and where it stops. And I can copy and paste. We're going to copy and paste this navigation whenever we want a sticky navigation, which is going to be pretty much every time. On any kind of extra, web page, website we're creating from now on. All right, so hopefully just stop and start and type exactly what I have, and then, go Command S to save it. And then if you right-click or hold the Control key down and right-click, you're going to go Open in Browser, and you should have something like that. Now, I haven't designed it at all, but up here, right here, I'm linking to inside the CSS folder, I'm linking to something called style. So if I wanted to, I haven't made that yet, I can say reveal in Finder. This is going to show me where this thing is exactly on the computer. And so it's in downloads. It's called Guthrie Sticky Nav. And then here's the template to assign, okay? So I'm going to make a new file called style. So I'm going to go File, New File, and I'll save it before I do anything. And I'm going to put it inside the CSS folder and call it style.css. Okay, now it's linked because that's what the name is. Remember, that's the name in here. So from where this web page is, it's saying, hey, there's a folder called CSS. Go inside of it. That's what the slash is. And then inside there should be a file called style.css and link to it as what's called a style sheet. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to talk to the A tag. And I'm going to say, let me see here. Actually, let me talk to navbar brand. I'll talk to navbar brand, and I'll also talk to nav link. And what I want to do on both of those, so I'm going to say dot, because it's a class name, navbar brand, and then a comma, and then navbar link. And I should be able to do both of these at the same time. I'm going to say font dash size. I'm going to make the things bigger. I'm going to say 2EM and save it. So now it should be, again, it's looking for this. Let me make sure that I saved it here. And now it's talking to navbar brand and navbar link at the same time. I'm going to go open in browser, and sure enough, now navbar link didn't work here. This should be twice the size. This is, but not my link. So let me just do this. Let me just, could be the space here. Let me try that. Navbar link, and then go into here and reload it. Nope. Okay, I don't know why it's having issues, but I will just get rid of this here. Navbar brand, and then dot navbar link. All right. Nope. What is it? It doesn't like something here. Class nav link. Let me just say navbar nav. This is weird. It's not working. Navbar. That's the whole unordered list. Just weird. And save it. There it is. I'm just talking to the whole unordered list and say just all the words in there, make them twice the size. So that's what I did. There you go. And that's a simple nav. Again, it's collapsing at the medium point. We could change that. Okay, and this, again, this is clickable. It doesn't take us anywhere, but this could be a graphic instead. You can make a graphic. Here is the icon with the toggler that is, and it's, again, it's targeting the navigation, the words. All right, so that is a simple navigation. Again, you can add stuff to the design, and you'll add it to style.css, and I'll say body background pink, and navbar nav, I'll say color for text, and I'll say I have no idea what this is going to look like, but save it and then open it in a browser. And the colors didn't change. I'll have to see what's going on there. It doesn't like something. So anyways, that is a very simplistic idea. So you get the gist of it. I'll figure this out, why it's not doing the color green for all the fonts in there, but I will figure that out. Thanks, everybody.